Fortitude in this tournament seems to have cemented himself as the best human. It's him and Sock at the moment vying for that position. And Happy, he is, of course, at the top of the ELO standings for a long time. He is still in first position in the ELO ranks. That might change after today. On Saturdays, these get updated, perhaps also depending on this result. We see the maps now. Concealed, Last Refuge, Fortitude, Titanus, Twisted, and Northern Isles, Turtle Rock and Terranus, and Echo Isles and Amazonia are banned. Very standard picks here, I would say.
All right, then let's look at the tail of the tape between the two players. They are pretty one-sided, I gotta say. On this patch, it's 8-1 for Happy. Historically, is 17-2 for Happy. He has an 87% win rate in professional Warcraft versus human. He's the best according to the ELO ranking, as Remo said, and with that, obviously also the best undead for Fortitude. All these numbers look horrific. Is that the right word? Look terrible. But on the maps, he's damn good. So can he take it one step further and eliminate the reigning TPL champion?
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order for Fortitude. He has looked really good at times against Happy, especially on some maps. And there was that one win in March that he was able to secure for himself. But mostly it's been losses, of course. But this tournament has seen some streaks being broken, has seen plenty of upsets, has also seen some humans do better than they did before. Sock versus Moon comes to mind, where there was a huge losing streak before. So there is precedent. But I would say also a big question mark is how sharp and deadly is Happy today? Will he make some mistakes, or will it be the Terminator back in action?
High stakes here at the TPL. We're about to load into the first map of the day. Last Refuge. For once, an opener. And on ladder, Fortitude is taking quite some wins versus Happy. We see him on his stream celebrating. That's where the After All nickname is coming from. Big celebrations on the Chinese TikTok always. Can he carry that ladder performance into the tournament today?
And of course, the tough task here is going to be to string some of those wins together. Winning one or two maps against Happy is hard enough already, but many have done it. But actually beating him in a series, in a long one in the tournament, that is the really tough thing to do, which is why it's also all the more impressive when Kao managed to do it in what was the opening match of the playoffs. That kicked off these playoffs to be quite impressive already. And yeah, the TPL playoffs here have been nothing but a treat so far.
All the numbers point towards a Happy win, but sometimes in these playoffs, top 6, things look a little different on the maps. First map of the top 6, Last Refuge, upper right-hand side, Fortitude, bottom left-hand side is Happy. Fortitude, the last representative of the Alliance, and Happy, the second undead in the tournament and title holder. Let's party, Remo.
All right, this is gonna be, I think, fireworks and an intimate knife fight right away for our first map, because Last Refuge is pretty interesting in this matchup. Normally, undeads here can choose to expand or not, rather play aggressive on this map, because the Lich instant aggression is very strong here, because the human doesn't have a good creep route to quickly get the level 2 and then be more powerful. That is to say, Happy most likely won't expand. Happy most likely will try to play aggressive, and here the tension builds, because Fortitude normally never plays one base in this matchup. Chimiko used to do it. Sok does it sometimes. But Fortitude normally always wants to expand. And Happy really wants to prevent the expansion, or at least make it as expensive as possible. So early movements and early actions here will already be very important.
Yeah, we've seen by Fortitude that he likes to delay this expansion by quite a bit, using Archmage and Footy to put some pressure on the undead. We've seen it against 1-2-0, where very, very early on he moved his entire army to the south without even creeping the natural. So this is not your regular human. Happy has to scout at all times, where's the army movement, and has to keep his base safe because you can't afford a tech loss, you can't afford your slaughterhouse to be destroyed.
Yeah, I'm sure Happy must have seen that replay against 1-2-0, must have realized that Fortitude went for a really interesting movement there, moving south to the green to get level 2 and then expand. After, I'm very surprised in fact that Happy let his Acolyte die so easy. If he had sent it further south to watch the other exit of the human base, he could have seen what's going on. But I guess he's confident in his Lich and the rest of the army to scout for him. Nice little pull here at the Merc camp. Gets a Shadow Priest early, which is really nice to have against the poke damage from the Lich.
Exactly. And he can, of course, also poke a little bit. Way easier to attack units with ranged units, like the Archmage, like the Shadow Priest, like the Water Elemental. So far, all Militia saved and Peasants saved, but we know that that won't be the case for the majority of the game. Instant pressure on the Lich. The game plan is clear. Get Happy out of the north.
And really good movement on the Shadow Priest also. It goes down here, of course. That will happen when the unit gets Nova'd. It's very low HP. But Lich had to chase for the kill. Lost lots of HP. It cost the Nova as well. I think this Shadow Priest edition is brilliant by 40. And makes this map much better for human, I would say.
I like it, but what I also like is Happy and his Wand of Illusions. His
oh my
best
god,
friend,
every time!
His best friend on Last Refuge is the Murloc camp that he can pull anywhere he wants. But okay, that Troll Priest goes down, Illusion is gone, but second round Happy. Can Fortitude maybe cancel the healing?
When they made the new Last Refuge, I tried to convince the mapping community to remove the Wand of Illusion from this map, but they didn't listen to me, so don't blame me, guys. Happy loves to make use of it here. Wasn't this painful that time around, but here comes the Lich. Let's see how painful it is now. We got one Nova locked and loaded. AM partly pressured already. We'll try to get the last hit, and he does. With the Nova gets the experience, AM gets the item. And how many peasants will fall here? It is 3 already. It might be more.
Oh, new Militia coming in. Ghouls are kinda hurt as well, but Happy's micro so far stellar. Long range fireball, nice deny, but the Archmage finds himself in a surround all of a sudden. Happy sees the one opportunity. Another Ghoul going down, but denied. Water Elemental might go down as well. This is a big win for the Undead.
Yeah, that's a bad start. Ooh, that's a bad start. Now the Archmage is hurt. He can't heal until he has the shop. Lich is healing. That early Ritual Dagger. So nice to have. Used it twice to great effect. Healthy now to keep fighting. He's got one Nova and the AM has to be careful. And what now is plan B? I guess try to still expand once you've healed. But Happy's going to be going towards tier 3 soon. This is looking horrible. Horrible for 40.
Wow. Usually we take a look at the expo timings or the tech timings, but it's not there. None of it. He didn't even start building a tower. And the Lich says, man, you stay on one base. I dictate this game. I tell you what to do and where. This is a gnarly early game.
The upside is 40 has lots of footy, so he can, in fact, fight out in the open against the ghouls very well. But I'm pretty sure Happy will try to avoid that fight and only engage the ghouls, really, when there's peasants to slaughter. Peasants now moving out.
It was a little weird. They stood there in militia form for the longest time. Healing was used.
This is not looking very clean, dude. This is all looking a bit wobbly by 40. Not so convinced with his first map performance just yet. Good thing is this is a longer series. Dude, we got tier 3 and Slaughterhouse coming before the expo has even been started. I mean, need we say more?
Yes, it's gonna be rough. The Lich is only level 2.4. It's not the super dangerous Nova yet, but that save again.
Dude, the Ghoul micro is also crazy. Like, he had to move the Ghoul exactly in that direction. Like, not just pull it back at that time, but move it that way to dodge the right clicks from the Water Elemental. Happy is showing up to play here on this first map.
100%. And Nis Nairo is here to give us some money. 2,000 bits. That is insane. Thank you very much. Celebrating the Happy performance. Now creeps are woken up again. Dude, it's so good how he manipulates the creep AI to put some hurdles in the way of Fortitude. Exquisite Warcraft.
Alright. Fortitude has to work with what he has. He has a bunch of footies. That's his only trump. What can he do with them right now? Oh, we get more bits. Nisniro with another 3,000 bits. Thank you so much. But look at Happy. He's using the Lich to keep the army busy. The ghouls find the peasants.
No tower.
Man, this looks pretty over to me.
40 has to turtle like crazy. But It's rough, man. Lich is always finding kills. Ghoul is always finding kills. Fortitude had to play this so fragile, so risky. After the initial creep camp response, that is 2, 3 more workers down with only a handful of ghouls. They aren't even frenzy. And some people want to buff them. My god. Archmage not level 3. Economy wiped out. Okay. This is, I mean, destroyers are right around the corner. Usually we say, oh, this timing, it might work out well if he gets a few towers. No chance for that. Absolutely no chance to build anything right here. Happy is terrifying.
Yeah, this has been a sick performance so far by Happy. This is very impressive, and the Emperor is again donning on the cloak of dominance that we've seen him wear so many times before. This is the hands that 40 and many other humans have suffered at many times. Upgrades in queue. All right, Fortitude, you got 30 seconds until the wave hits. Are you ready?
With what, though? What is supposed to attack destroyers? What is supposed to threaten the Lich? Interesting to see how Happy is not pushing for level 3 on the Lich, but rather for 40's throat. I like the region scrolls. They're always there. The footies are healthy. Maybe a surround. There's no town portal. There is some coils though. And how can you surround against the Dark Ranger Black Arrow?
You cannot. GG! Alright, Happy with the 1-0. Utterly impressive performance. That was... You know, we oftentimes are impressed for good reason when we see a close to perfect game, and I think this was one of them. What mistakes did Happy really make? I didn't see many. Took advantage of every opportunity. Fortitude had some nice adjustments. I think the Shadow Priest was a good idea, but the creep of the natural was just too punished. Lich there stealing the experience. And Last Refuge, I think, just a pretty tough map for playing expansion on. Maybe the wiser play would just be to not expand in the first place, but that doesn't seem to be 40's style.
Of course, we have to raise the question, how does this game look without the Wand of Illusion? With the creeps pulled together, etc. But that's out of the question now. For Happy, no celebration, no expression on his face. Like, not really... Like, he doesn't seem satisfied with him. He wasn't leaning back in his chair or anything, patting himself on the shoulder. No, it's just go, go, go. More. He probably saw like 2 or 3 flaws in this. Like, you know, a ghoul was microed 10 centimeters too far to one side. And he will be working on that now, just like this Nairo is working on our bank account. 4,000 bits on top of the 3,000 bits, on top of the 2,000 bits. That is 9,000 bits, 90 buckos. Thank you so much, Nis Nairo.
That is super generous, Nis Nairo. Thank you very, very, very much. It's your support and others like you that make this all possible for us. Seems like you're excited for the games today, and so are we. Happy put a fast end to map 1. Not something that is unusual to see from him. We load onto the second map, and that used to be Happy's favorite for a long time.
That 40 also played extraordinarily well here. I mentioned this in almost every 40 game against Undead. He is one of the last remaining fans of the tanks, and here you can play them. We've seen it versus X-Lord by Sock, for example, and other human players. It's been some time though. Do they still have a place in the meta? But before we discuss tier 3 units, 40's first task is survive tier 1.
Yeah, tanks you can only make... They're a bit of a luxury unit, you know? They can be really good if you can afford them, but you can only afford them if you're not about to die right away. So it's always a question of what kind of game state you're in. But if you're in a relaxed position, indeed, they can be very helpful. And the early game will tell us quite a bit of what this game state is going to look like. I think it was very predictable that Last Refuge Happy wasn't going to expand. Here, it's less clear. The Lich could be aggressive right out the gate again, but could also try for an expansion if he wants.
Rare to see for Happy. I think his playstyle is just ultra aggro at all times. And that's why so many people crumble under it. Human is the weakest in the early game. Undead with the Lich, pretty damn strong, and Happy is just exploiting that. But once it goes to the late game, there's always a chance.
It's interesting to see that almost no other Undead plays this specific style, with Lich Ghoul super aggression, rather playing more for the counter expansion playstyle. Although, I guess I have to take some of that back. 1-0 has been moving a bit more into that direction lately, has certainly been taking lots of cues and inspiration from Happy in this matchup, as have so many. But Happy is the best, and looks the best so far. on the first.
I was so scared, Remo, about that Acolyte with his tiny little dagger. Once again, trying to steal creeps. Not here, though. Fortitude gets it all, gets a claw, and that's exactly the item you want after a game one like this. A little bit of momentum, but hold on. He's moving to the Tuska. Evasion creeping.
Fourth farm is coming. So it should still be an expansion. Fortitude starting to get creative with the expansion timings. And there's a fast level 2. Oh, the wall of mana stealing can be super good against the Lich, especially early game. This item is amazing. Don't use it against the illusion. He won't.
Okay, then. Lich is coming. The Rabies Harass is about to start. 2.4 only. Expo not coming. Oh, that Nova. Oh, that Nova. That feels good. If you're a Happy fan, can Fortitude micro some of them back to safety? It's so stressful. Ghouls in the main. No tower. How to defend this?
Perfect timing again by Happy. These peasants would have been saved in 5 seconds, but when is Happy there? Right at the moment. That's when. Not quite level 2 yet. Needs one more peasant though, and Lich took some damage. Fortitude trying to defend here with minimal losses, and that is looking decent.
That was exquisite militia micro there, saving a lot, and deny once again. That's the first usage of the ritual dagger. Lich needs it, inches away from level 2 with the so scary dark ritual. So, do we have the resources for an expansion? There was a call to arms used. Everything was morphed into militia, and the Lich still has a Nova.
There's way fewer ghouls this time for the harass compared to before. Oh, and that is the mana drained. Couldn't use the Nova. Didn't get the last hit. We see how good this one of mana stealing is early. He's got another charge. Could use it again. This one of mana stealing might be winning the early game.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble to go for the Tuska. But here we go. 3.2 for 40. Item up for grabs. What's it? Circuit of Nobility. Additional damage. Water Elemental gets the next kill. Happy is not getting that much done.
And it was the level 2 denied and the mana drained that's making the big difference here. If these two things would have been different, Happy would have been in a way better spot. Good start for 40. A bit of luck, but also good play. And now we're in a much more competitive situation.
Okay, now we're talking. Now we're playing. Fortitude surviving the first storm, can work on his base, and can play what makes him so strong, and that is counter-aggression. Use the Archmage, use the Footman, slow down the tech, get some ghouls maybe. But the ghouls, they're on the opposite side of the map. No counter pressure allowed.
Yeah, great start here for 40. As long as he can also get a timely tech going, this is going to be looking great for him. And Happy has to creep the green camp to just get the level 2 finally. Oh, and look at 40 as well. He's got an idea. He's trying to intercept this one. Great start by Fortitude. This is looking wonderful for him.
At least the level is denied a little longer. And double Arcane Tower is coming. That's a somewhat rare sight. Either double protection on the Expo or 1-1 each. Yep, 1-1 it is. And a shop. I love it. So many players forget about the shop to not have the region scrolls or clarities in the early game. Not 40. He likes to spend his money.
And now with the boot, it's going to be very maneuverable.
Oh, last hit. Goes to 40. Amazing how he denies level 2 again and again. Can he deny this water elemental too? No, Archmage is surrounded all of a sudden. The 1 second where he wasn't looking. Brutal. Brutal.
It's I mean, it's not a game-winning move, but it's another crazy move by Happy. Just one opening, and boom, he snaps it right away. TP forced on the AM. That can be relevant, dude. That TP being gone for later is not ideal, but at least the shop is there, the AM can heal, and the Lich is still very under-leveled. It's still certainly a good position for 40, who has now started the tier 2.
Okay, thank the Lord for this shop. Can 40 find an opening? I don't think so. Happy is scouting all avenues. Here with the skeleton. He's in the middle. He knows about the army movement and can react to that. The question is, who has to move back? Is it Fortitude or is it Happy? Both want to do damage in the main base of their opponent or the expo of their opponent. Tier 3 halfway through. Tier 2 started as well.
Alright, the footmen didn't get much done on map 1. Can they be more successful this time? If they're just a threat and just by time, that's good enough because it is about the towers. Like we saw before against 1-2-0, you need a certain amount of towers in main and expansion to be safe, and then the tier 3 tech and income can carry you all the way. Happy knows this early game didn't go well for him. He may have to make some different adjustments this time around.
Maybe he has to creep. He's still level 2. Thank you, O'Kane, for the 26-month resub. Rah, rah, rah. He's waiting right there, but Happy is not Oh, he steals the Tuska! Amazing! Scroll of the Beast could have been devious. You don't have Dispel in this game as a human because you don't really want to go priests, and that is, of course, more experience. Love the play by 40, who's now working on the towers to be able to defend the Destroyer push.
Are these gonna be enough? We saw against 1-2-0 how he had 4 towers at the expansion, 3 in the main base, and very importantly, always had the peasants instantly ready for the repair. You need to be there right away, before the destroyers even start attacking. You need to be there with the peasants on auto repair to buy as much time as humanly possible. But it's not going to be that many destroyers, is it? Well, we have 3 statues now, and here now comes the upgrade. There's still a bit of time for 40.
More towers, even masonry. Fortifying these positions a little bit and constantly threaten a counterattack. Fortitude. I love how he's unfazed by the first map where everything went wrong. He just wiped it off. Doesn't really matter to him apparently. 1 footy falling now probably. But maybe also with the investment of a Nova. No inventory at all for Happy. No Invo Potion, no Mana Potion, nothing. And we're working on the Mountain King and the Workshop and a Pit Lord coming for Happy.
We saw that by 1-0 before in the upper bracket. And yeah, the Pit Lord was fading out of relevance in this matchup, but now we see him again. The Rain of Fire can still be good, and the Rain of Fire is selected. Towers are set up. Footies aren't home to defend. Maybe they will be missing.
Second rack's coming for Knights. Will 40 go into a 3-rack play? The towers are up. More investment, of course, and Happy realizes I don't have anything to face but the Archmage. Triple racks, waiting for the Knights, waiting for the Dwarf.
It's about time for these destroyers.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, that's some AoE. Pit Lord already paying off. This is insane, dude. 1400 damage with 1 Rain of Fire or 2 Rain of Fires only. Incredible. Economy racked. Happy finds the target once again. The gyro is out, but only for so long. 1 destroyer is about to fall. But of course, the Destro gets saved by the coil. Phenomenal attack by Happy. Was that enough?
The towers have to buy the time for the gyros to come out. 1 tower is still standing. How many gyros do we have? Triple barracks. I think a mistake this game, right? Like normally you want to go them against fiends, but Happy never made a single fiend this game. Fortitude with the wrong build here.
Uh-oh. This is, yeah, what can you do? Maybe rifles or something to have some piercing damage. Happy blasting through his mana. Number of gyros is rapidly rising. 3 now compared to the 1 that we've had before. Mountain King says hello to some reinforcements. Happy out of mana, no statue on the ground. 1 coil available, and that is it. Water Elementals, of course, a no factor. Here we go. Gyros coming in. Needs the 4th one. 1 destroyer can be saved, but what about the others? Mountain King threatening a Stormbolt on this DK. No portal. No nothing. He's getting caught here. Needs some blocks. Oh, another Stormbolt. Must be the kill, must it not? Stormbolt is ready. DK hits the hammer, and that is the kill. But is it the win for 40?
Ooh, very scary situation for 40 still. He lost so much, but he's down to 39 supply. He is down in supply. Not a good sign. But he has the 2 base economy. He has some towers there still standing. Maybe he can get there. But another kill means level 3 footage finally. How long did that take? I think I've never seen a game where Happy gets Lich level 3 only at 12 minutes. Shows you the great early that 40 had. Now triple Rax Knights are coming. Fortitude is taking a big gamble here. He could have almost lost this game because he didn't make a second workshop, but maybe it works out in the end.
In the long run, this might just be genius. If Happy transitions into a ground army, not using the destroyers anymore, then gyros are obviously pretty useless and knights will reign supreme. But he's firing from all cylinders. You said, the Destros. You said he's up in supply, Happy is? Not much longer. That's 10 supply wiped out. That's the Fiend denied. Okay, but gone. And the Ogre Magi is still up for grabs. A fantastic attack by 40. 10 supply up all of a sudden. And that is level 2 Brilliance Aura. This Mountain King should have mana for days and bash and boots. 40 is buying so much time.
Yeah, 40 now in a good position. This is looking perhaps a bit similar to his game against 1-0 on Northern Isles. It was the last map, map 5, between the two. But what happened? 1-0 was far behind and he still won in the end because of super strong heroes. Happy can still win this, even 1 base versus 2, if he gets exceptionally strong heroes. That is not the case right now, but that could still change.
Wand of the Wind, amazing versus Undead. Only 1 destroyer is left for the spell. The transition that we've seen before, also from 1-0 Abominations and Fiends instead of Destroyers. And then it was a good call to not go too heavy on the gyros. What are the hero levels? 3-3, almost 3 for Happy, 4-2-1. Mountain King and Pally need to rise.
Pally rise up. Happy's also going to need some more upgrades, namely the web upgrade, which he still doesn't have. Maybe he's going to be satisfied or going to be allowing the destroyer just to go down and then just fight with a ground-based army only. That's how 1-0 did it. Only Fiends and A-bombs. We have an A-bomb coming soon, but no disease yet.
Paladin in trouble, has no Invo Potion. There is a staff online. We talked about this. The lack of staffs hurt Fortitude in his game against 1-0. Lich surrounded, and there's no inventory there as well. Lots of coils though. Is the damage enough? Mountain King in trouble. Invo Potion on his side. Lich can't be coiled because of the Wand of the Wind. 40 fighting and cleaning this up with ease. GG. The score is tied in the lower bracket. 40 does it. What a comeback compared to map 1.
Yeah, well played by Fortitude here. He made the game a bit complicated by going for an unconventional creep route. And what looked like a great move slightly turned around against Happy in the end. You remember when he caught the peasants with the Nova, got the kill? That was good. But then he made the mistake of using the ghouls and pushing into the main base. He was looking for kills there. That was the mistake. He should have been satisfied with 2 or 3 kills and then back up and keep the ghouls healthy. You need to have healthy ghouls in position to attack the creeping right away. But the ghouls were hurt, had to send him back, couldn't attack properly anymore against the expansion creep. Plus, the Wand of Mana Stealing also came and clutched there. And again, we see how small decisions early game can have a huge ripple effect. And Fortitude keeps our series even.
Okay then. Whew. Our current reigning champion, our world champion, is 2 maps away from being eliminated. 40 shows that he has everything he needs to be competitive with Big Demi. Was that just a fluke? Was this just a one-off? And does Happy know what to adjust? The next map is Happy's first map. That is Concealed Hill. And the first 2 maps were revolving around expansions. On Last Refuge, easily prevented. On Northern Isles, couldn't really. Concealed Hill, though, the hardest expansion in the entire map pool.
Yeah, exactly. Concealed Hill is pretty similar to Last Refuge in that the Undead can be very strong here in playing aggressive early, not going for his own expansion, but rather punish the human if he goes for expansion of his own. And in Concealed is, of course, even worse because of how hard the camp is. Fortitude had a really, really cool build here against 1-0. He was creeping with the Archmage, threatening creeping with the Militia, moving to the opponent's base with a staff, and then sending the Militia to the Natural to staff over and get the safe creep there. That was a beautiful play. But you can bet your bottom dollar that Happy must have seen this replay and must be aware of the possibility. So I don't know if it's going to work out a second time. Other humans on this map will not expand, but play 1 base, rifles. But like I said earlier, that's not really 40's style.
Whew, a lot of mind games may be going on. Happy we always praise his micro and decision making, but his work ethic is unparalleled. The entire week, 12-hour gaming. And of course, he's analyzing everything as well. Here we go. Whoever wins map 3 claims match points. Fortitude with a little bit of momentum, but happy with the map choice. Our human player bottom left-hand side, and happy looking for revenge in the upper right.
Lich Ghouls here is most likely going to be the choice. I think on this map even DK Ghouls can work, because the creeps here are so hard, you don't even have to have a Lich to pressure the peasants, although the Lich will be all the more dangerous with that Nova, of course. Fortitude's creep route here will have to be very well thought out and well executed if he wants to have a chance of actually playing expansion.
What's the hero? Should be Lich. We're waiting for the Ziggurat to finish. Always the case with this build. Lich it is. No deviation. Altar pointing towards the left, against the turtle spot, against the shop spot, or against an instant expansion. An orange spot will be crept first, and that is close to level 2. Can cut the tension with a knife.
And Happy is aware that Fortitude has played these lab creeps first before. He's scouting with the Acolyte and sees the footy. That's a clear tell. Is 40 still going to go through with it? Does there lie a danger in this? Apparently not. Oh, footy getting blocked. Oh, if he gets ensnared, that's not good. That's not good!
You don't want to lose this one. This is as problematic as the beginning of game 1. How much you can do with an Acolyte. Happy shows it over and over again. There we go.
Because he messed with the pull, the Rock Golem is throwing the boulders. He threw 2 out already. The AM is a bit hurt. The footy's almost dead. The Lich is coming.
He got it! With the Acolyte! The Madman did it again! You gotta respect the Acolyte, and Fortitude didn't.
1.8 against 1.1.
That is as much progress as in 10 minutes of Northern Isles. Oh my god, this game could be over at 3 minutes 30.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. It's the human going for the risk, trying to open himself up to vulnerability to get the experience lead, and the undead is doing all of the difference, all of the opposite, I mean. He's being aggressive, he's looking for kills, and normally he's expecting to have less experience then. But getting this steal flips all of that on its head. This is a huge turn in the game, and honestly, a gigantic lead for Happy. Fortitude, man. Starting off map 3 real rough.
What's the counterplay? There is no tech by Happy yet. Can he kill some Acolytes? Maybe. Can he threaten them? But Archmage is only level 1. It looks so pathetic. He has a couple of footmen. He has a Scroll of the Beast. He needs to get something done now.
Happy still not attacking us, interestingly. He went for the Telestaff. He wants to follow the Archmage wherever he's going. He knows the AM may go for his own Telestaff, but didn't do that yet. Just has the boots and the Circlet. Circlet also on the ledge. Oh, and Happy's doing it smartly. He knows Fortitude loves to use the militia, creep the green, level up that way. But he's taking that camp away, and he has a staff on the ledge to get elsewhere if needed. Happy did his homework and, of course, has world-class execution.
Wow. What an adjustment, man. When do you ever see a 29 supply tech for an undead at the 4-minute mark? But yeah, these turtles, they're soup now. Militia coming too late, just see corpses here. And Archmage is... He has 20 experience, Remo. That's it.
Yeah, this is a sad, sad state of affairs. Lich is instantly in position for the creep here. The ghouls are coming.
This is gnarly. This is gnarly. Happy kills every single bit of hype that there was after map 2 by just pure destruction.
Oh, dude. And the Novas. The Novas. Oh my god.
That's what you get for a little gamble, for a fumbled execution. If Happy scouts you, and Happy has his eyes everywhere. Of course, he teched late, but that means he has a lot of ghouls to work with, and these ghouls are in the main with only one arcane tower. I wouldn't want to work there.
Oh my god, dude. 2.7 on the Lich. Just on a side note, this Lich didn't creep a single camp yet.
Yeah.
This is all steals and kills.
Yeah. And of course, 60% of level 1 due to an Acolyte. Ghoul doesn't even get trapped. Oh, come on. It's a save, isn't it? It is. Wow, the Ghoul on the left survives. Yep. Dominance! Nothing but dominance.
And instantly ready again. Look at the tempo on Happy. He went home, healed up, got more items, telestaff, and back in the action.
Of course, you need to hit ladder right after. Got a level 3 accounts.
They won't level themselves, will they?
No, not yet at least. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 40 wants to provide a little more content here. If he comes back from this position, I don't know, I built this man a statue.
It's compared to map
me.
1 again.
I would
Tier
pay
3
someone.
tech has started before the town hall. I mean, this is the most outrageous timing. I have yet to see a human come back from this, especially against Happy. Fortitude has had some clutch defenses, some really sick holds against 1-0 before. But yeah, Happy playing this map again outstandingly. Map 2, he made one mistake with overextending with the ghouls, and the one of mana stealing really came in clutch. But outside of that, Happy is looking quite impressive here.
Can he catch that Lich when the staff's on cooldown? I don't think so. Social distancing from this Lich is top notch. Whew. Tech has started at 7 minutes. That is a solid 1 minute and plus delay. Getting caught by a Nova again. I really hope he has a shot, but I don't think so.
We have lots of footmen. That is good against the Lich harass, sort of, and against the footy harass. But it means again destroyers will be king. Fortitude, I would love to see double workshop this time from him. But does he even have the time for that, dude? Tier 2 still a whiles away. Under Tier 3 soon to be reached.
Do you even think about workshops already? I think every 10 seconds that 40 survives is a win. Tier 3 is unfolding. There might be a little shot. Oh, the snare on the shredder. Like, he's having a rough day here on Concealed.
At the moment, at least, Happy can't do that much. He's out of mana. Not level 3 yet. No statues yet. But plenty of upgrades soon to come. DK's just sitting at home.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on there?
Waiting for an orb, maybe.
It's a long time to wait, though. Especially since he has a telestaff.
Even in a game like this, where it's just 8 minutes 30 of destruction, Remo has to point out flaws. He can't help himself. The Shredder will help. The Lumber Mill will help. Now the DK is leveling. Thank you, Odin782, for the 17-month resub. Frenzy coming. Lich close to level 3, but not just there yet. Towers, towers, more and more towers. That's what we need right now.
We certainly do. Happy earlier push with 3 destroyers. This time might be an earlier timing. Might just be 2 destroyers and go. Plenty of ghouls also in the mix. It will be 3 towers at the expansion, and the AM does get level 3 just in time.
Ooh, I was scared that DK is taking a turn and steals it with the coil, but of course projection speed would have done the job. Heal scroll as well. Archmage close to being surrounded. Here's the Dark Ranger push. Always feels like when the undead feeling confident, it's Dark Ranger. When he feels like he needs to do big damage in short time, it's the Pit Lord, and yeah, Happy oozing confidence here on map 3.
I like the tower positioning a lot. It's way in the back, hard for the heroes to attack. This doesn't protect the further up buildings, but it's really good against destroyers. And now, we'll see. Is this gonna be it?
Oh, towers aren't finished yet. Needs to repair immediately. Like a rain of fire, of course. Otherwise, it's gonna be thousands of damage again. This next guard tower is clutch. Archmage gets the potion, heal scroll as well. Love the positioning, man. That was such a smart play by Fortitude, buying more time. But is it enough? 50 food undead hitting him, and the ghouls barely phase. Level 2 on the DK, and the Destros, they aren't even the big problem. It's the frenzy ghouls again.
There's a TP. Archmage TPing into the madness, apparently. And the one tower will go down. If the towers fall, the game, of course, is over. 1 AM only to defend right now, along with these towers.
3 towers still up. Can he clean the ground and hold for a little bit longer? Devour on cooldown right now, but only 1 water elemental coming up. Next tower down. On the cost of 5-6 ghouls. 40 is alive.
We have to commend 40's base build here, by the way. He walled in the expansion, which is the right play to do, and the undead heroes couldn't attack the towers, which is why the towers survived for this long. But they may not survive in the end.
Destroyers are super healthy. Still, Mountain King started only now. All of that craziness, hard to click all the right buttons at the right time. One Archmage in the guard tower. That's what you got. And about that Archmage. Here's the Nova. There's a coil. There's double G's. And that is game. Happy tearing through Concealed Hill. Back in the settle. Back in the lead. And now match points for the lower bracket semifinal.
Yeah, scary early game again by Happy. Happy with his signature Acolyte play. That lasted alone is like 90% of the win. But also following that, great execution. But Fortitude, with the position he was in, played this damn well. The tower positioning was perfect. And look at what happened. He got rid of all the ghouls. There was like 1 destroyer left or something in the end. If the early game had been better, this could have perhaps been his game. But the early game was just, complete disaster.
The last remaining human player in this tournament. He was in the winner bracket semi-final, defeated by an undead. Now he finds himself against an undead again and is facing elimination. Water on the mills and some of the balanced commentators all on Reddit. Our next map is Tidehunters, the last map pick of Fortitude. And if we go game 5, then it's Happy's choice again. Let's go. 40 fighting for survival. Happy fighting for the lower bracket semifinal. Top 4.
And of course, Tidehunters is a map that is very easy to fast expand on for both races. We saw 1-0 here playing the fast expansion, or at least faking a fast expansion. And Happy also has the option. But it looks like, as far as conviction goes and styles preference goes, it seems like Happy rather wants to finish the game early. We've all seen the super late game where the human has 80 supply, where he has tons of upgrades on the knights, where it's 5-3-3 levels on the human heroes. And then human is really hard to beat. Happy doesn't want to take the game that long normally, which may mean even here he may not want to expand.
On Tidehunters though, it is very easy. Probably the easiest to expand the entire pool. The map pool in general, a little bit scary for human, of course, in this matchup. You want to veto AZ, you don't want to play on Turtle Rock, of course, and then you end up with a map like Concealed Hill. You only have a limited amount of vetoes. Happy even further into the camera. Man, look how unsatisfied he looks. After a game like this, was it too long for him? Did he miss a deny? Did he not steal enough creeps for his standards?
Well, he's going to be laser focused here. And so is Fortitude. Fortitude now feeling the pressure against the ropes. No more missteps allowed. And Happy for the first time with the sacrificial skull. Not heading to the opponent. 40's going to see it right away with a footman. And we might indeed have an expansion this time.
Okay then, a little bit more time for 40 in the early game. If it's 2-base, he can be satisfied with that to a degree. A little bit of chip damage will maybe... No, Happy not even moving that Acolyte away. Here comes the Militia. Lich also creeping, not immediately harassing.
And seems like both just going for the same camps. Moving towards the expansion. Hoping for some good damage items.
There's the claw. On 40's side, that is. Cigarette up. And in this 2-base situations, we've seen this plenty of times, the human can be very aggressive for once. The entire series was undead aggression all the way. Now Shu might be on the other foot. And if Fortitude cancels that Haunted Gold Mine just once, world's his oyster. Stream is not
takes
my
a bit
oyster.
longer to finish the camp. 40 continues creeping, wants to get a fast level 3. We've all seen plenty of times how strong these level 2 water elementals are. Against the footman, is he even pulling back the peasants? Is he not gonna expand? Or it might just be a delay.
Important last hit here. Slippers not too important. Water elemental shall be safe, but the ghouls are coming. Happy sees this. What the hell are you up to? As I said in the very beginning of this series, Fortitude doesn't really expand super fast. Rather safe. Footman in the north, preventing the narrow tower. Happy with a little bit of repair already. Will this force back ghouls and lich? Not yet.
Yeah, Happy is splitting his forces. Some ghouls trying to cancel the erection of the town hall, and the lich creeping, and also the lich now heading towards the footman. Happy might be getting the best everywhere. If he gets level 3 from the footies and also prevents the expansion for the opponent, this would be wonderful for him, and we have no tech anywhere yet.
We also have no stream right now. There we go. What is happening? Why is this happening?
Yeah, I think both want to play non-committal. Both don't want to expose an easy-to-cancel expansion and fall behind because of that. So it's a bit of a game of chicken right now. Who's going to commit first to the expansion with the danger of it being threatened?
Happy is tier 1 at 33 supply. Incredibly rare to see this footman not attacked for once. And here we go. Arcane Tower for a little bit of safety. This upgrade will take some time. He has the level lead, he has the boots, he has claws. There is some material to work with Water Elemental and Footman at home. A little bit of a role change now for 40's army.
AM was threatening an attack, but has to run back now because the peasants are exposed. The ghouls find them, and the lich has the Nova locked and loaded. Has at least 2 of them, and doesn't need much for the level 3 here. Arcane Tower would be so important to finish. But the peasants have to run. Can't get the repair. Might be a double cancel in the end.
Okay, but this is of course experience for both players as well. Ghoul got trapped, Militia getting caught. Happy has to cancel that tech, that expansion. Is it the tech already? Peasants are down. Ghoul's still here. Archmage rushing back.
Another Nova takes out more peasants. If the town hall here goes down, it's going to be painful. Happy has a few more skellies he can summon as well. Here's the Rod of Necromancy. Ready again. Peasants returning for the power build.
Oh, not enough power, and a massive Nova in the epicenter of all this army. At what cost though? Happy still at tier 1. Is Lich Ghouls just simply enough? For now it is. A scout by Fortitude in the north, checking. Oh, everything's clumped up, but no mana. Checking if there's another expansion. The answer is no. Lich Surround threatened. 6 minutes 45, both tier 1. Both 1 base.
Very interesting game. Expansions prevented on both sides. Tech not started yet on any side. More ghouls running out. Happy could have afforded the tech. I'm surprised he didn't tech already.
Yeah.
Happy
He has the
again with
resources
expansion.
now. Yeah, exactly. Backpack upgrade coming. Second base again.
This time though, 40 might be able to hold. Sure, there's ghouls here, but there's also water elementals. And the Lich doesn't have much mana. No new Rod of Necromancy yet. That's a big deal. For that reason, Happy got the backpack upgrade, but it just finished. This time, the Town Hall must come up.
Ooh, gigantic Nova once again. These water elementals gotta carry. Clean it up, my friend. We have 2 ghouls about to fall. Peasants all yellow, but still at work. That's some ethic right there. And Happy is also 50% expo. I love this Archmage movement. Might just be 2 kills. That's 1. That's 2, maybe? Wait. He's still attacking there with just skeletons. Incredible damage by so little.
I think the one mistake Forty's doing with his micro is he's not putting enough damage on the Lich, especially once the Lich is out of mana. You should always have 2 footies on the Lich at all times. Many of these footies are just running around, not doing anything in my opinion. But the chase down on the ghouls is good. AM is getting more kills, he's now almost level 4, but so is the Lich.
Ooh. This expo can't be cancelled anymore. 40 needs to call more... Oh, can it? Oh my god, the delay is so incredible. Once this town hall is up, it's a whole different game. Haunted Goldmine at 50% can easily be replenished, and Happy is on 2 bases. Finally, how many peasants had to die for this town hall? Like the pyramids in Egypt.
Yeah, Lich got so much experience and he's looking for more. He's got level 2 Dark Ritual now. There's gonna be more attack, and I think 40 is falling apart here. This might be the last map for Fortitude. This town hall somehow still is not finished. AM is finding kills, but he should perhaps look more for protection rather than aggression at the moment.
And, I mean, you want to attack ghouls, you want to do damage to the economy. If you give Happy more time now, he's gonna explode. Lich should be able to run away with ease thanks to boots. And another Nova. He's hungry. 3, 2, 1, boom!
Oh my god.
This is Lich Ghoul's perfection.
Lich now really strapped to the max. Low HP, no mana anymore. Water elementals found, kills against the economy. Maybe the game isn't over yet. This is one of the more interesting games. And that's what happens in 2-base, 2-base. Things can get very weird. Especially if both economies.
Happy cancelled the tech. Because the Acolytes fell. That is a lot of time now. 10 minutes, both tier 1. And for a long time. 40 is ahead in tech.
Wow. The counterattack from the Archmage, I must admit, did more than I think it would, and it was necessary. He trusted in the footies to hold by themselves, and in the end they did it.
More splash damage by the Water Elemental, not AoE damage, of course. Lich, can he run? Oh, 6 HP, Footman move, doesn't need it, Lich dead. It's extinguished now, and all of a sudden, this Archmage is close to level 5. Level 4 Lich kill, gigantic. Of course, back on the menu thanks to the tavern, but that was a big tab he had to pay.
Yeah, level 5 AM here is absolutely enormous, and he's got the tech lead. What a crazy game. Fortitude all of a sudden has the lead in this game. It's not debatable. This is a lead, 100%. And how good will these water elementals be?
Very good, man. Water Torrent, 50 damage, a splash. Love to see it. Tech also halfway tier 2. These ghouls are a no factor all of a sudden. Unlike every single one of our supporters. Thank you, Exodon TV. 56-month resub. Much love. Yeah, we got
Alright, Happy still looking for an opening, trying to deal more damage. The Arcane Tower is finally finished. How long did that take? But the ghouls don't care about the Arcane. Finding more kills as the slaughter continues.
Lich in the north might be attacked once again. 40 trying to intercept, get a block out. There is another Water Elemental. There's a lot of mana actually. Is that another kill? Can he reach? There's no shot by guess. Getting burned. Almost. He was so close.
Very tense game. Both players here playing their best, both under pressure, both having to react quickly. This is a very entertaining one. And Fortitude now with a big counterattack. He has 11 footmen and a level 5 Archmage. I don't know if Happy can hold on here against these water elementals. This might just be too much.
Oh boy, here come the footies onto the Haunted. At the verge of tier 2, needs mass repair, but that of course exposes Lich, Acolytes, everything. 40 powering through. Damage is getting reduced here, but also the repair as Acolytes are falling. Massive win for 40. Haunted down. Lich in shambles. What a turnaround. Happy was inches away from Championship Sunday. And now there's just corpses and debris.
Yeah, and now it's ghouls having to defend against level 3 water elementals. That is just impossible.
Yeah.
This is going to be all the towers going down. If Fortitude takes out the Acolytes with the footies, he should be able to break this base. Resilient play by 40. Very well done. That Lich kill changed absolutely everything.
Can't get surrounded here though. There's no staff. Don't want to lose the town portal. Everything's slowed. Can he fight out? Is he portaling out? Plays it safe. Doesn't want to lose too much. And Happy finds the way to survive.
That was a pretty big mistake by 40. He shouldn't have exposed his Archmage like this. If he keeps the AM safe, all the towers go down. Happy never minds again, and Happy loses. If Happy somehow wins this game, it was because of this mistake.
Yeah.
But the good thing is 40 is still far ahead. He's going tier 3. He's got a super strong Archmage, of course, still. MK is coming. 40 is in a great spot. But he could have won just right there.
The mana management by 40 is extremely good. Always water elementals up, and they're the carries of this early game. Lich can't really do much. Footies are healing up. I think we just go for round 2 of this aggression.
Death Knight gonna be joining at around 15 minutes. Super late. This game definitely didn't go exactly according to plan.
Must feel bad to join the battlefield as a level 1 hero when you see that your superior officer is like level 5 already. Which class did I miss here? Well, maybe the class of cancelling expansions. Fortitude wins it! Arms up in the air, the boxing champion of China apparently. Smile on his face and still alive. What a comeback, dude. 10-minute tier 1 and he does it. He had to laugh himself. Like, what was this game? There was a lot of right decision making, 40.
Yeah, pretty crazy. And, you know, that goes to show a lot of footies and peasants can be sacrificed and you can still win in the end if you do the right plays across the map. Doing damage, canceling the tech, absolutely huge. And of course, the big one was seeing Happy when he once overextends, when the Lich is once behind enemy lines, not in the right spot, and finding that kill. And that kill changed all the momentum in the game. Happy notices, even with lots of kills early, he must still pay very close attention.
My god. Yeah, that Lich kill indeed. One moment in the game can just fall out of your hands and then it's ruined. Remo, our TP League champion, our Raraland champion, our DreamHack champion, the back-to-back weekly cup winner is facing elimination on Twisted Meadows.
Yeah, some humans also like Twisted a lot. Sok, for example, being one of them in this matchup, but Happy has it as his pick. And I don't know what his strat here is gonna be. He tried counter expansion on Toy Hunters and looked good at the start, but it didn't work out in the end. It seems like Happy mostly wants to rather play one base push and finish the game early, don't expose himself to any point of weakness. But Twisted Meadows, a map that big, can you even get away without expanding?
Can you get a better map for a game 5 of a series like this than Twisted Meadows? So much macro opportunities, so much decision-making opportunities. And of course, we have to look where these guys spawn. Happy versus 40. Whoever wins the next map survives to the last day of the biggest league in the summer. And whoever loses this is out.
Happy in the top right. 40 in the bottom left. We don't have a Merc camp spawn. Mercenaries won't be a factor for a very long time. I don't think 40 would have gone for a Merc camp creep first anyways. We normally want to go for the lab always. But a cheeky pull or something could have been valuable. But no. Well, no Merc camp. But we've seen clearly by 40. He will expand. He wants to expand. He always expands. And now Happy. Is he going to play a counter expansion or not? Is he going to go aggro only? On a big map like this, with big reinforcing paths, long reinforcing paths like this, it can be tough to play super aggressive.
Exactly. DK. That is a switch up on game 5. No Lich anymore. Of course, no change of plans by Fortitude. If other matchups are somewhat of an indicator against Night Elf, Happy always expands here. Against Human, we don't have that much game tape, unfortunately. But we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, the DK isn't a clear tell yet. This can be an aggressive hero for harass. This can also be a hero for expanding. Although, when you expand, counter-expansion style as the Death Knight, you normally have a lot more trouble against the Footman. Because, of course, you won't have that strong Nova to deal with them. So, perhaps it does point more towards a one-base play. And if Fortitude plays perfectly defensively, he would have the chance here to beat Happy in the biggest of tournaments.
Tell us, Puck, thank you for the $5 hype chat. We rarely get these, but it's absolutely wonderful to see. Thank you for the support. This series deserves this support. We go for the lab. Peasant, have to be careful to not getting bouldered. This could be a tremendous item. Subi Mask, Robe of the Magi, Flute, Devotion. So much good stuff up for grabs. A little bit of a lottery right here. Golem stays up for a long time, but there we have it. What's the item? Is 40 lucky? Devotion Aura? Not bad.
Yeah, always a good item. Not completely insane for the early game like a robe would be, but still certainly good. Acolyte scouting now will be going down. Happy needs to find out where 40 is going to expand. It could be in one of two positions. The expansion in the south or in the west. DK also going to get a fast level 2. Creeping the 2 green cams will pick up some small items, the 2 small ones in fact. And 40 heading south, but so is the Death Knight.
Nova did a lot of damage. Nova is also crowd control. Coil is of course only single target and no slow atop of it. Level 2 unlocked. There is no crowd control against the enemy units, but there is Unholy Aura. Very, very speedy DK right on top of this creep. Stressful moments that will pave the way. And look at the minimap, Remo. There's a big blue ghoul army coming.
Good last hit so far for 40. He got both of the trappers.
Cool. Trap.
Experience here matters.
Needs to use the coil defensively to save this one. He wants this ghoul at all costs, and he gets it. But that is bloodlusted creeps, and that's not easy.
Militia duration, of course, in this camp doesn't last long. You have to run quite some time. New militia have come in from the main base, but the old ones have to back up. Again, the expansion will be delayed. But like we saw before, that doesn't have to be a death sentence. Happy lost 1 ghoul so far. The rest of them he was able to save. And of course, with the aura, it's much easier to save the ghouls along with the coils.
Exactly. Every skeleton counts though. 2.8 Archmage. Level 2 Water Elemental or Pickaxe Deny. Heads up play. This is such a high level of Warcraft. If 40 gets 1 or 2 more ghouls, this is pretty okay. Almost an entire level ahead, but the workforce has been demolished again.
Some ghouls have been sent back. Many of them hurt. DK has no skellies anymore, but still lots of coils. But I think 40 now can pretty safely expand with a new round of militia, if he has a good number of them. How many are there? Looks like a decent amount. New water elemental summoned. Fortitude should be able to clear this camp finally. Is that still in time?
6 peasants down due to DK and ghoul pressure. This must work almost. And of course the last hit. How do you get the last hit against the coil? Need some pump fake. 2 targets. That's level 3. Big hell. Pump fake by Happy. Little bit of a threat right there, but he gets it. Item is the parry up. Not bad against the nuke of the undead. And we have half a level lead for 40 and a cleared expansion. Plus, as you said, cross-map pressure is not nearly as troublesome as the short map, tiny map that is Tidehunters.
Yeah, this follow-up creep here was very nicely done by 40. Kept the creeps above kill threshold for a long time. Found 2 ghoul kills. Only gave up 1 last hit. Also, he got the item. This was very nicely done. Even gonna find perhaps another ghoul? No. There's
Coil.
the DK. There's the coil. And again, tier 3 is swiftly coming. Again, the expansion isn't really quick. But 40 can go for a shredder and could go for a lot of towers.
Yeah, the shredder was amazing before. Let's see if he can do it now again. So far, 7 footmen and archmage. The pressure was all on the human for the longest time. But we all know how strong water elementals are. We have a graveyard up. Happy could transition into fiends if he wants to.
I am trying to buy a bit of space over here. With the water elementals threatening the undead's main. This isn't going to be a full commitment though. He has 7 footmen, which is a decent number, but not enough to truly breach the undead main base, at least if it's Happy's main base.
This time we have a way fast attack by Happy as well. Not at 30, but a little bit faster than that. Okay, scouting information is there. 40 goes to the bottom right to creep up more. He got a taste of a strong Archmage in the last game, wants to recreate it.
Now he has the lumber for a shredder. He must not forget about this shredder. It's a very important part of this build. And okay, there we go. Just picked it up. He will need that lumber to get all the towers. This makes humans a lot better macro-wise on maps like these. Also Concealed Hill, having the lab, having the shredder. And now towers should soon be following. And Fortitude is going to be in a position to counterattack as well. And getting closer to 4. And this is the big upside on this map for the human. It takes the undead a long time to make it to the enemy expansion if he happens to be at home.
Okay, then what's the plan? Happy. Tier 3, Destroyer and Frenzy. We have a skeleton up there for a bit of creeping, what we move towards the shop to not be exposed too much. The important upgrades are rolling in. 40 can't cancel any slaughterhouses, but he might get the shop. There is an orb on the DK, but still, a shop kill would prevent statues. And that's the target. DK is at home, Lich is at home, and that's a good thing. Even though Footman might be falling, as long as Happy is not in your face, in your base, it's a plus for you.
Yep, exactly. Footage again being sacrificed for the greater cause and buying time for the towers. How many do we have? 3 in the main base, 4th to come. How many at the expansion is the question. Just with 1 destroyer and towers, Happy can hold the main. And now he's feeling confident enough. He's got level 3 DK. Moving to the middle at the tavern. What's going to be the next hero? We see 4 towers at the expansion. Not quite done yet. But the tower placement, again, amazing. Love them to see this far back for 40.
We have a Pit Lord once more. And as I said on Concealed, whenever you're not feeling too confident, the Pit Lord is the play. We go for the base. And we count the seconds. How much damage can be done? Big openings here. Pit Lord. Oh, needs to be focused. There we go. A lot of mana burned with the upgraded arcane towers. That is only 1 rain of fire. Again, around 1,000 damage done. Ghoul skeletons in the base. Destroyers are here. Mass repair. Archmage focusing on the Lich alongside the Footman. Archmage needs to TP maybe soon. The shop is not in the main.
Aim has to back up. 2 of the towers were already broken. The magic damage here, of course, huge. The towers for 40 were just a little bit too late. Maybe the Shredder was a bit late in the addition. Main base still holding for now, but the pressure is immense.
Exactly. Footmen are being chased by heroes. Peasants are being chased by units. Workshop is coming. The good thing here is Gyros will arrive quickly. And Happy can't break 40 in his base. So many footmen, so hurt. Skeletons trying to clean this up, but the Shredder not only good for lumber, but also for the defense. But this push is not over.
And if 40 is trying to hold, it may come at an expense. Then Happy here could get far ahead in levels if he gets more kills. DK not close to level up though. Honestly, the other heroes not too scary yet. 40 is in a decent position if he can survive.
Mountain King is out. Altar survives. Can he click tier 3 before the altar falls? Otherwise, castle defended. Or prevented is what I want to say. Backup observer is gone. So are the 2-3 peasants. Mountain King. Is he surrounded there? No! The footmen paving the way. A little escort. And the heroes are still up. But this main base looks gruesome.
Rain of Fire again doing big damage. And now reinforcing statue comes in. These additional statues are huge for Happy. Who has lots of gold still, by the way. And of course sitting at 50 supply. Very cost efficient. Lost the first ghoul here in a while. Now to the right clicks. Fortitude. He doesn't have tier 3 around the corner. He has to stabilize only on tier 1 now.
And he has to save this altar. No castle tech. Okay. Problematic. You have to work with footmen. You have to work with gyros. There was no gold available because of all that peasant harass. For once, gold was the issue, not lumber.
And the arcane tower, dude, it just went down. It was so close to being held. If one destroyer goes down or is forced away, the arcane stands and gets repaired. This would have been so helpful, but now the arcane again gone. No mana burn against the undead heroes here. And 2 statues 2 statues now healing and healing away.
And of course, mana regen. Lich is level 2 for Frost Armor this time. We get Cleave very soon. This Lumber Mill will enable guard towers, of course. You kind of want to hold it. Peasants able to repair in a bit, maybe. 40. Just building towers. No gold at all for an army. Reinforcements.
Tier 3. But 35 supply, 40 is almost nothing. Happy's breaking in, trying to break this base. The gyros there to counter.
A few of them. No flak cannons though. The masonry upgrade barely visible. The DK mana management superb. Shredder going down, did a lot. Lumber is there though. Level 2 on the Pit Lord, not the most impactful against gyros of course, but against peasants it absolutely is. More AoE on top of the Nova, on top of the Rain of Fire. These gyros are 40's lifeline.
Now with more and more fiends, the web is only seconds away, then things for the gyros get a lot more difficult. Happy has been managing his destroyers extremely well, as he always does. But the DK now, almost out of mana. Can Fortitude hold? But with what? He has almost nothing.
The fight for survival, not only on this map, not only in this series, but the entire tournament. An amazing series between the two. Gyros getting webbed slowly but steady now. 3 of them on the ground. Can he kill this one pesky Destro? We get Tome of Retraining. Blizzard to the rescue.
I guess it's gonna be better than destroyers. I mean, water elementals, those don't do anything at the moment. But the standing army for Happy is still so hard to deal with. There we go. Retrain now. Here comes the Blizzard. Will force Happy to move at least.
And that is less regen. That is also damage taking. Happy face tanking this. That's a little bit problematic. First round of Blizzard, amazing. We don't have silence against it. Just pure nuke. This could be a genius maneuver for Fortitude. Frost Armor applied, okay. But as we said, very little mana on the DK. So close. He has a coil ready now. And with that, the hero should be safe. But Happy is losing tons, gaining experience as well, thanks to these gyros. This game ain't over yet.
Tier 3 was cancelled though. What is 40 looking forward to? What's his win condition? He doesn't have towers anymore either. AM almost going down. Has to use the potion. Needs to TP soon. Maybe. Death Knight's level 4. Happy's army is unbeatable. 40 has nothing.
Who needs silence or any sort of disable if you can just focus that squishy hero? The parry up was a lifesaver, but yeah, without tier 3, what can you do? No knights in the mix. 2 fiends there. That is the coil, and that's the game. The last human has been eliminated. 40 doesn't do it, but Happy, the title holder, the dominator. Not as dominant as usual, but of course, we're gonna see him on Championship Sunday in the top 4.
Yeah, good series by 40. Honestly, I didn't think this was going to be this close. Quite impressed with 40 today. Happy playing really well, making just some small mistakes here and there, and 40 was there to punish. But Happy still survives and will be in the top 4. Our last human is out. But I think where 40 really gave up this tournament was against the series, in the series against 1-0. They had much better chances, made much more unnecessary mistakes. 40 could have been the top 3, but we still remember him for having a good run here and some really strong games. But no top 4 for him, unfortunately.
That means we're down to 5 players in this tournament. 1-0 and Cow in the winner bracket final. Who's Happy's opponent for tomorrow? It's between Lin and Colorful. The rivalry of Happy and Lin for the crown of the scene is going on for a long time. In this tournament, we haven't seen the big bouts yet. Happy versus 1-0, not happening. Happy versus Lin, not happening. It could be the time tomorrow. Or we get Colorful, who's more or less the dark horse in the remaining 5 players. Can he do it again? Can he survive to live another day? Or will it be Emperor versus Warchief? The answer in just a second. You can take this little break and support us, either financially, or the links are at backtowarcraft.com/support, or just like everything that we do here on Twitch or on YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and like our content. That helps a ton. Same goes for feedback, for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course we welcome you to our Discord. Take the time. We'll be right back. High class Warcraft action, TP League final.